Is it working? Okay. Question 3. Oh, this is a fun one. Okay, what did you guys think? Did you think this is, do you want me to pull up the article? I really like this one. Where was it? It was Media Clips, is that what it is? No, where's my Media Clips? Okay, does blanket don't go to graduate school advice ignore race and reality? Okay, so Tressie McMillan Cotton is talking about her choice of going to graduate school, and there's this kind of discourse about maybe you shouldn't go to graduate school because it's expensive or something. But however, this is interesting. It is, however, a bit disingenuous about the implicit comparison embedded in the advice. Namely that one could do better than a career in academia. But what if someone can't do better? Okay, so she's basically saying, you know, the choice of whether to go to graduate school or not depends on where you are. That's basically what she's saying, right? And so to me, this is exactly like the protest thing. The very first question example we did with the 10 minus C versus 0. Okay? So for example, what she's saying basically is, you've seen it like, you might disagree, but to me this is the Harvard argument. Okay. So, well, let's model this. Who is it? Is there more than one person here? I think it's just one person, basically, deciding to go to grad school. So, what are the choices? Is grad school or not, right? So, say that you go to grad school, you'll get, I don't know, like 10. And there's a cost. Because there's a cost. By the way, if you go to grad school and get a PhD, you don't have to pay anything. Just let me know that, okay? Like, if you go to law school, you'll pay tuition, but if you get a PhD, they'll pay you. Just let you know that. So think about that. It's a good thing. Think about going to grad school. Okay, anyway, there is a cost, say it's C. But what about not? What do you want to put here? I'll just put 6 or something. I don't know, 5. Let's put 5. Okay, so if you're like this, if C is 2, are you going to go to graduate school? Yes. If C is 7, are you going to go to graduate school? No, right, so exactly right. So you go to graduate school as long as C is less than what? 5, essentially, right? Okay, so I think what Tressie is saying is that, say that this is like a person who has like, say your parents have a business or something and they can set you up or something. So if you don't go to graduate school, you can get a pretty reasonable job. Okay? So this means you go to grad school if the cost is like, what do we say, less than 5? Okay, but say, however, you don't have parents who can set you up for a job, and then what changes to this 5? If you don't have parents, you don't have connections, you don't really, it goes down, right? That's the whole point of what she's saying. Right? Some people, if they don't go to grad school, they get kind of a pretty good deal, right? But other people might not have the connections. This 5 is actually like what, maybe not quite as good, is it? Maybe it's 2, right? Okay. If you don't go to graduate school and get 2, then you have this thing. Okay. So now, when will you go to graduate school? Will you go to graduate school if C is 7? Yes. You see what I'm saying? So here, you go to grad school if C is less than 8. Okay. In other words, basically saying, right, that's kind of the argument she's making, right? She's basically saying that if you, kind of privilege or something, maybe the cost of grad school is relevant, right? But that's not true for everybody, because if you don't have a lot of connections to something, even if the cost is high, it's still a lot better than if you can get it. That's kind of what people would say. Yeah.
Well, if the cost were to be 8, so both chaos and 2, how would you make that decision, or how would you assume?
Oh, right. So if cost was exactly equal to 8, then we would say it's a tie. And then either one would be consistent with rationality. Yeah.
When I was reading the article, though, I had to the whole, like, I didn't think there was actually a way to come up with C. Like, how would you come up with an actual number?
No, the way we're making this argument, we don't have to come up with C. All we're simply saying is, whether this is a 5 or a 2 or not, changes what the decision is, right? So when this becomes 2, then a largest set of C makes going to grad school reasonable.
Oh.
So you don't have to make an assumption about C, right?
So we never have to solve it.
Yeah. The basic, think of it this way. Say this is 9, right? This means you only go to grad school if it's really cheap, right? Because it's not really getting you that far. But her whole thing was, for some people getting to grad school, that pump is really big, right? It's going like, it's not from 5 to 10, but from 2 to 10. If that's big is big, and you're truly willing to do cost for it.
That's all that was asking.
Yeah, that's the way I see it. Okay. And you might say differently, that's just, yeah.
It seems to be a simple model, but as I heard, it may not be a simple model and the payoff of her choice is up to the other, I mean, of the society. So how it will be and how the
Oh, I
person
see.
yeah, so it depends on, if it depends on other than that choice, that's why I believe it's not a simple model.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. You can kind of say that maybe it's like a game or something, right? And maybe this too is actually depending on other people's like actions, like whether they're like prejudiced or something like that, whether they can do jobs. So yeah, that would be like a different model for sure. Yeah.
Can you tell us what her question was?
Oh, the original question was?
No, what her question was, we can't hear it.
Oh, sorry. Her question is simply, she didn't see it as like an individual choice. She saw it as more like a game. In other words, maybe there's two, so it wasn't just like one person making a choice, but rather maybe this two is affected by somebody else, like whether they want to give them a job or they just whatever. That was the question. Okay, so that was an interesting way of pursuing this. So this is what I locked on myself. That's all. You might think it. Does it make sense? Yeah, so it kind of makes sense, right? I mean, like, even if you have a rich parents or something like that, maybe you're not going to go to grad school because it's not really, it costs us really to justify it because you can get a good opportunity. But if you don't, not go to grad school gives you a low thing, but it's totally worth it to spend the cost. I think that's what she's saying. Does it make sense? I think that's kind of interesting. Yeah, is there a question? Okay. Okay. Any questions? Okay. All right. So yeah.
On number 4, and I know you already went over this, but
Uh-huh.
Using the formula that's in here,
Uh-huh.
I'm wondering why we're subtracting from the payout and not inputting it into the formula instead.
Number 4 is the lunch one. You mean?
It's the raffle ticket, I think.
Number
Oh,
5.
sorry, number 6.
Or number 6.
Apologies.
Oh, that's what I just did. Right. So
Why are we subtracting it from the payout and not inserting it into the formula instead?
inserting the formula meaning.
So instead of being, say, 2/5 times 60, why isn't it 2/5 times 50?
Oh, I see. Okay. So say that I buy a ticket for $10.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's do this. Say that the cost of the ticket is. Okay. So then, why isn't this half of 50 instead of?
Well,
Don't you ask?
we're subtracting it from the final payout, right?
No.
Is there a way to put that into the formula instead?
Oh, okay. I think I've done the switches. I'm like Will Ferrell. So this is coming from half of 60 minus 10, right? That's where this is coming from, right? But the reason it's not, you could say, well, why don't I subtract 60 minus 10 and take half of that?
Yeah.
The reason is because I'm paying the ticket no matter what, right? Yeah, so that's the pure cost. I'm not paying the ticket half the time.
Thank you.
Oh, I should teach him on heels. Come on, I probably do. Okay.
What do you think? What are they doing?
Yeah. Okay. Any questions? Yeah.
Actually, I had a question about number 2, but the last question, what would explain the behavior? Like, why would somebody buy the 1895?
Oh, what do you think?
Well, I was the answer to that was that like somebody would rather buy 1895 because they think that they're getting like the best quality and they think it's like better to buy like the cheaper version.
Yeah.
It's not the most expensive version.
Right. So the question is number 2 is like, so you're choosing between 1895 and 1695 or something like that, right? And then if it's just those two things, people will buy the 1695, right? But if you put a 3495, then suddenly people on the market, people won't buy the 3495, but they will buy the 1895. So I agree that that is doesn't correspond to our model rationality, but what explains it? And so you're basically saying like what? Like it's kind of like, huh? Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of ways to think about it. There's, yeah.
I guess a bit of context.
Yeah.
Context can like violate your rationality.
Yeah. I mean, that's what people call framing effect or something. So one of the ways you can think about it is when I put the $34.95 up there, basically, if somebody has a rule, never buy the most expensive or the cheapest, like kind of by the middle, which I kind of do, then it kind of, gets into that. Right? Another way to think about it is by putting the $34.95, you're basically kind of priming people to think about quality before when they think about quality. That's what you're talking. Yeah.
Could that also be called the anchoring effect?
Yeah, exactly right. You could also say anchoring, like put the $34.95. People are just kind of minds think, oh, $18.95 doesn't seem expensive. It seems cheap relative to the $34.95, even though I wouldn't buy the $34.95. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And so all these things are possible. Yeah. So you could actually study each of these things. So I just wanted people to look at that example as something which is seen in real life. But psychologists study of this. It is an interesting topic in itself. So you could spend a lot of time thinking about this. Yeah.
Can you talk about 5B?
5B? Oh, okay. So, before going on for the number 3, number 2, have you ever been to a car dealership or a jewelry store and there's like super expensive thing right in the middle? Have you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I go to this dealership and they have this huge this $200,000 car or something, like a $10,000 diamond ring in the middle. And I think, who's going to buy that ring? Well, basically no one buys that ring. But why is that thing there?
So everything around it seems relatively cheap.
Exactly, right. That's kind of this kind of thing, yeah. Okay, all right. What was it, 5B, the Hollywood death spiral? So there my idea is that, what's the interesting thing in that little article? Do you guys remember what DVDs are, by the way? What's the interesting thing in that article? Okay, so it's basically, they talk about Ants versus Bugs Life, those movies, which you probably saw when you were 3 or something. Okay, or whatever. You don't even remember those movies? Okay, so if you're the movie studio, when do you want to release your DVD? As late as possible, right? Because you want people to go to the theaters. Now it's kind of like when you do the Netflix release or the video on demand release, whatever. So you want to push that as far as possible because you get more money, right? People will go to the theater more. However, if you have a competitor, what will they do? They'll do it slightly earlier than yours, right? Does that make sense? Right? Their best place, if you're releasing in 6 months, their best play is to release it in 5.5 months. Yeah? But then what's your best play? 4 months, et cetera. So that's the spiral which is being talked about, I think, right? So you see that kind of relates to the game before, right? It's a situation where you want to be just under the other person, but as a result, you kind of bring it all the way back and nobody makes any money. Yeah? That's kind of what I'm trying to get. Okay. Any questions? Is that okay? Okay. All right. Questions? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's go on. All right. Where's my thing? Where's mine? Okay. Well, let's do our strictly volume example again. Okay, so this is Enrico and Yaya and Doug. Okay, so in the language of domination, what do I have? Yeah, for Doug, clapping strongly dominates not clapping, right? No matter what, everyone else Doug wants to clap. So that's what it means in strongly dominate. Right? For Doug, 10's better than 3, 5's better than 0. Right? So no matter what Rico and Yaya do, Doug's out there clapping. Okay, so therefore, what can we say? Doug will never clap, so therefore we can erase it a little bit, right? Okay? The Doug clapping strongly dominates not clapping, so we will simply erase that bit. Now in the smaller game, what can we say? Yeah, Rico and Yaya are choosing the 10 and the 5. Okay? So therefore, in the language of game 3, clapping strongly dominates not in the smaller game. So therefore, we can remove that. Okay, so then what's the prediction? They'll both clap. Okay, so this is what we call iterative elimination of strongly dominated strategies. So we first eliminate some, then we lose more, etc. Iteratively means doing it over and over again. Yeah?
Iteratively eliminating strongly dominated strategies the same way as we find abstract equilibrium.
It's not the same. Not quite, yeah. There was a relationship, but we'll talk about that. So this method is called the iterative elimination of strong dominant strategy. Then we did this example last time. What's dominated? Let's see. 2b is dominated by 2c, right? Because 3 is better than 0, 5 is better than 4, 8 is better than 2, right? Persons, you should never play b because c is always better. So therefore, we're going to just eliminate 2b. Now in the smaller game, what can we do? Can we see anything? I think we can say that is 2a weakly dominated by? No. 1b strongly dominates 1c, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, 4 is better than 1, 7 is better than 6. Okay, so we can eliminate 1c. Okay, now what do we have? 2c strongly dominates 2a, 3 is better than 1, 5 is better than 0. Boom. And finally, 1b dominates 1a. Okay, so the prediction is that 1 will play b and 2 will play c. Okay, makes sense? That's iterative elimination of strongly dominated strategies. Want to do this example again? You can do the same thing. The main thing is just to remember which numbers are compared with what, and what that's the main thing you have to kind of figure out. That's the main thing which even I get confused with something. Okay, anyway. So iterative elimination of strongly dominated strategy is a nice way to make a prediction in the game. But can we say more than we had on this game? Okay, does 1A strongly dominate 1B? Weakly, right? Because 10 is better than minus 5, but we have a tie here. So it's not like 1A is always better than 1B. 1A is always at least as good as 1B, and something's better. So since there's no reason to ever play 1B, because we can always do at least as well off at 2. Okay, that we call weak dominance. Okay. The pair from 1A is always at least as good, and sometimes better than the pair from 1B. We can't eliminate 1B using strong domination. We will eliminate it using weak domination. Okay, this is the definition of right, so this is, I think we did this again, right? This is a Vizini thing, right? So like, if you're Wesley and you have an immunity, right? Poisoning both, it's not like it's always better than, right? But it's always at least as good as, and sometimes better than. Yeah? Okay, so in this case, poisoning both weakly dominates poisoning just one. Alright, let's do this one. I think we didn't do this last time. You see any dominance? Is this the same one? I don't think it's different. Oh, it's different. 1B weakly dominates 1C. Something like that? Yeah, okay. Yes. Okay, so let's just check. Let's check 1A versus 1B, yeah? 8's better than 4, but 0 is less than 5. So 1A and 1B do not dominate each other. Right? However, 1B and 1C, 4 is better than 1, there's a tie here, and 7 is better than 6. Yeah? So 1B weakly dominates 1C. Okay. So no strategies are strongly dominated, however, 1B weakly dominates 1C. Okay, so therefore, I'm going to cross out 1C. Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry. I'll cross that out later. I'll do the derivative thing later. But 1B, we go down to 1C. Okay, how about this 3-person case? Do you see any domination? And first you gotta think, oh, what are all those colors? But again, remember, person 1 is choosing the red number, 2 is choosing the blue number, and 3 is choosing the matrix. Choosing the green number. So let's just check for person 1. For person 1, does A dominate B? No, right? Because there's less than 5. Does B dominate A? No, because there's less than 5. Yeah? How about for person 2?
2B dominates 2A.
2B dominates 2A. Why? Because weakly or strongly?
Strongly dominates.
Huh?
4, 6, 3, 8.
Okay, hold on. Remember the definition? A strategy dominates another one weakly if, no matter what everyone else does, the payoff from, in this case, B weakly is better than the payoff from A, no matter what everyone else does, and there's always a reason to make it as something better. Okay? So let's check. For person 2, does B weakly dominate 2A? Well, 6 is better than 4, right? That's a comparison. 8 is better than 3. Are we done? No, we have to think about this too. Right, exactly. 1's better than 0, and 4 is better than 4, there's a tie. Yeah? So does 2b strongly dominate 2a? No, however it does weakly, yes? That makes sense. Okay, how about 3? Let's just check. Does 3a strongly dominate 3b? No, right, because 0 is less than 6. How about does 3b strongly dominate 3a? No, because this 0 is less than that 6. Okay, so for person 1, you're comparing these numbers, right? Kind of this direction, this comparison, this comparison. For person 2, you're doing this versus this, this versus this, this versus this, this versus this. For person 3, you're doing this versus that. Yeah? You're doing 4 comparisons. This versus that, this versus that, this versus that. Okay? Yes?
Is that 3A is 0 and 3B is 0?
What do you mean?
The bottom, yeah, and then 3B is also 0.
Oh, okay. So you can say, yeah, there's a tie here, right? There's also a tie here for person 3, right? So no, but short answer is no, there's no terrible significance.
Oh, okay.
There's no big significance there.
So would it be dominated?
No, okay. Oh, that's a good question. The reason that 3a does not weakly dominate 3b is because this 0 is less than 6.
So 3B dominates 3.
No. There's no dominance for 3 at all.
Oh, okay.
Okay, for 3a to dominate 3b, this number has to be bigger than 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 that. Okay. All 4 things have to be true. However, this is less than this, so. Okay, let's check. What if that 0 were at 10? Would 3a strongly dominate 3b? No, weakly, because there would be this tie. Okay, let's do that. Oh my gosh, need my colors. Okay. Okay, so now in this game, does 3a strongly dominate 3b? No, because that 0 and that 0 ties. Yeah? So it would be. Okay. Yeah.
Is there any calling like if there is no elimination?
Oh, yes, and just there's no elimination. We will do examples like that. So, because the other question is, can you always do this? The answer is no. Sometimes you don't have the elimination. Right. Any questions about that? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So, like I was about to do last time, or just a few seconds ago, you can iteratively eliminate weakly dominated strategies too. First, you eliminate some, you eliminate some more, etc. In an iterative process. This method is called the iterative elimination of weakly dominated strategies. Okay, so let me put that up there. So you get iterative elimination of strongly dominated strategies and iterative elimination of weakly dominated strategies. All right, so let's look at this. This is the example. Do I have any domination? This is the example I just had up here. Yeah. 1b dominates 1c, right? Weakly, right? Because 4 is bigger than 1 times 7 to the 6. Correct? You with me? Okay. 1b weakly dominates 1c. That's what we did. Okay, so now I'm going to get rid of 1c. Can I do more? Okay, now what can I say? Does 1b dominate 1a? So for person 2, what? Yeah, 2c now weakly dominates 2a. Yeah? Because 3 is better than 1, and there's a tie here. Yeah? Okay? Yeah.
When you iteratively eliminate, you combine weak and strong.
Yes, you can. Okay. In this case, 2c weakly dominates 2a. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of 2a. Now what can I say? Now 1b strongly dominates 1a, right? 5 is better than 0, 7 is better than 2. In the smaller game, you would never play 1A. So we're going to eliminate 1A. Now finally, 2B strongly dominates 2C. Alright, so that's what we have. So we did do a mix of strong and weak. Alright. So in my game, the prediction is what? Yeah, 1B, 2B, right? We both play. We both.
Yeah, wait, how did TB strongly dominate?
This? It's just because 6 is better than 5. That's all.
How do you decide which one you're gonna use? The 7 is, oh wait, never mind. That
Oh,
you can
no.
only
Yeah, yeah. So a very common mistake is this. People it's easy to forget that this is person 1's, right? The person 2's making a choice, so the 5 and the 7 are not relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions? Okay, all right. So in the original game, we predict that 1 plays B. So iterative elimination of strongly and weakly dominated strategies is a nice way of making prediction in the game. We're able to make predictions. Just there you go. Okay. Any possible drawbacks? Let's check. It turns out that for iterative elimination of weakly dominated strategies, sometimes the order of elimination matters. Okay, so people always ask, is there a best order, like we do person 2 first or 1 first, or the basic issue is if you do iterative elimination of weakly dominated strategies, there is an element of arbitrariness. Okay? That's simply a fact of life. If you do iterative elimination of strongly dominated strategies, however, there's no arbitrariness, and you can do it in any order you want to without worrying. If you do weak domination, you have to be a little careful, because you are introducing some arbitrariness into the process. There you go. This in your notes should be strong domination, okay, weak domination, question mark. That's basically the first line. Okay. So let me give you an example of this. This is a game. Okay, so what can I say? What do you think is, do you see any domination?
1A.
No, 1A both strongly dominates 1B and 1C, right? You would never play 1B or 1C, you always just play 1A and get 8. Okay? Okay, but let's see. Let's say that 1A strongly dominates 1B, okay, which is true, right? Yeah?
get rid of the.
Yeah, I'll get rid of B. Now in this game, what can I say? For person 2. Well, still not. Yeah, now 2B weakly dominates 2A, right? Because I have a tie here. And, 2A weakly dominates 2B, right? Because I have a tie here and 2 is better than 0, right? Yeah. Okay, so in this game, 2A weakly dominates 2B, so therefore I'll get rid of 2B. I have that. Now what can I say? 1A strongly dominates 1C. And I have that. So I can predict that both people will play A.
Can you have just,
So
one
there
A
you
would
go.
have, like,
Yeah.
C.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. So that would be another order. Right? Anyway, but anyways, yeah,
I don't know if it's the same question, and yes, because I couldn't really get it,
right.
but because 1A automatically dominated
Yeah.
1C, we could have gotten rid of both.
Yeah, exactly. You could have gotten rid of both. Yeah. Yeah, but what we did was not wrong, right?
Yeah.
We did get rid of one, and then allow us. Yes.
We
In
all
that
choose.
case, you just be the tie and just choose from 0.
Yeah, exactly. Right. We did that. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, what we did is not wrong, right? Everything we did was okay. Okay. We eliminated one because it was strong dominant, and we did weak domination and strong domination. Okay. So with that, we have 1A, 2A. Okay. That's a prediction. But now we can also do what? We could say 1A strongly dominates 1C, right? Okay, like that. And now what happens? 2B weakly dominates 2A, right? Because I have a tie here, 2 is better than 0. Yeah? Okay, so I can get rid of 2A, and get rid of 1B. So this is also okay, but you see how the answer depended on my order, right? Okay, before I predicted 1A, 2A, now I'm predicting 1A, 2B. Yeah? And there's an element of arbitrariness there for sure. Okay, all right, and of course, finally, like I said, I could have just eliminated 1B and 1C from the very beginning, yes? Okay, I could just say 1A strongly dominates 1B and 1C. and have that? Now what can I do?
Just choose which.
No, it's like either one's okay, right? Yeah, yeah. Yes,
In most cases, with strong domination, like, is it higher than weak domination? So would this, doing this be like a better choice?
So you might say like maybe it's always best to strongly dominate as much as possible. Yeah, you can think of it that way. But all I'm saying is because there's a weak domination thing going on here, then the order can matter. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Yeah.
So, but I was not, I don't know, but do you have to choose between these two? Or
No.
do you just leave it like that, right?
Yeah, in this case you'd be done, right? The prediction here would be one plays A and two could either play A or B. That would be the prediction. Right, so these predictions are not hugely different from each other in some sense, right? But the idea is that in this game we have three different predictions. One prediction is that they'll play this, another prediction is that they'll play that, another prediction is that they'll play either that or that. Yeah? So the simple point is that when you do weak domination, iterative elimination, weak domination strategies, you will have arbitrariness, and in your homework you will see that. So like, I'll ask you like, it'll actually come up in this context, one of these games here. And you can do some iterative elimination weak domination strategies, and you might get a different answer than your friend. Okay? And it might be that not. You both could be correct. That's all I'm saying. So it just depends on which one you eliminate first.
And then how much you want us to write down the steps?
Ideally, yes. Yeah.
Will we be asked to find all possible outcomes?
It's not impossible, but if you look at the old exams, I haven't done that because that can be kind of more complicated sometimes. Yeah. But I won't rule it out. Yeah. Thought? Okay. So anyway, so this is a disadvantage of iterative elimination of weakly dominated strategies because you can kind of have the answer depend on an arbitrary thing. So that definitely is a disadvantage. If you just stick with strong domination, however, the order is not an issue.
Also, but doesn't it, at least in this case, not matter since 8 and 5 and 8 and 5?
You could say that, right? And, well, okay, look, but there is in one case you predicted this and that alone, right? In another case you predicted this and that alone, so that really is a different prediction. It's not like,
But it's the same outcome.
oh, in terms of the numbers?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yes.
what would happen.
Oh, in terms of 85?
If,
Yeah,
if
okay.
they both did A or did A and B,
In terms of the payoff
no matter
numbers,
what,
it's the
it would
same.
end up being the same thing.
Okay. In your homework, you will see a case where that's not true. Okay, so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a fact of life. Okay. And so, okay. Oh, this is an interesting question. So anyway, when you use iterative elimination of weakly dominated strategies, just be aware that some arbitrariness is possible. That's all. Well, let me just ask you too. Why is there arbitrariness for weak domination but not for strong domination? Huh? So in this case, remember we had some arbitrariness in weak domination but not for strong domination. If it's just a strong domination, there would be no arbitrariness. Why is that? Just putting it out there.
Because we do not kind of, I feel like we will not eliminate, but whether we will stay with strongly dominating one.
Yeah, it's, I think I can, basically look, the reason that it worked is we have arbitrariness is because look, if you got rid of 1C first, then 2B weakly dominated to A, right? If you got rid of 1B first, then 2A would weakly dominate 2B, right? You see that? That it works?
Yeah.
So if you got rid of 1C, then 2B would weakly dominate 2A. If you got rid of 1B, 2A would weakly dominate 2B. So that's exactly the kind of thing which creates the arbitrariness, yeah? Could that happen if you just use strong domination? No, right? Because it all depends on that 5 being exactly the same, right? See what I'm saying? Right? If we had strong domination, like that would be like a 6, and then we could have like a splitting flop in the Yeah, yeah.
So in other words, when it's strongly dominated, there's no arbitrariness because like you have a definite answer.
Yeah, well, you might not get a different answer, but if you do strong domination, the order will not matter. In other words, it doesn't matter. In other words, there's no arbitrariness about when you did it. I guess that's what I'm saying. Does that make sense? So it might not work, but at least if you do it, it's always safe. Does that make sense?
We
Yeah.
will not eliminate, we just not do, but we will choose the best one, so that's where there is no kind of confusion.
Okay, the reason kind of way to think about it is this. They say that if 1A strongly dominates 1B like we have. Okay, so in this case, I'm just writing out one's payoffs. In this case, A dominates B strongly, right? Now, if I eliminate some of this, is that still going to be true? Like, say I eliminate some of Tuesdays first. Is that still going to be true? Yeah, right? No matter what I eliminate, A will always dominate B strongly, yes? See what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter what I did with 2. No matter what I do, 1A will still strongly dominate over B, correct? However, what about this? Now 1A weakly dominates 1B, right? Now when I eliminate stuff from 2, do I still have that relationship? Okay, well, if I eliminate this, yeah, it's still 1A weakly dominates 1B, right? If I eliminate this, still does, right? However, it is possible, though, that if I eliminate all these things, then it won't be, right? See what I'm saying? So in other words, the weak domination will be affected by what I eliminate up here, but strong won't. You see, that's why the order doesn't matter for strong. Okay? Okay, anyway, you'll see it in your home. Just letting you know. Don't be too worried if you get a different answer when you do iterative elimination of weakly dominating strategies. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So, just be careful when you do iterative elimination of weakly dominating strategies, just be aware of some arbitrariness as possible. If you do strong domination, it's always safe. You don't have to worry about it. So those, if you do strong domination, just eliminate away. Okay? That's what I look at again. The first thing I do is eliminate strong domination. Any other problems with iterative elimination of strongly and weakly dominating strategies? What do you think? Okay. Well, it turns out, let's look at this. This is a footlist example. This is Kevin Bacon. My wife once saw Kevin Bacon in the Caicos. She was 1 degree removed from Kevin Bacon. Do you know what I'm talking about? When I say that?
The degrees of freedom.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my, and there was a remake of this movie too, right? The recent remake, which was not as good. Okay. So this is, I think there's a difference where the pairs are slightly different. Here, if you both don't swerve, it's really bad, -100. If you both swerve, it's kind of like neutral. If I swerve and you don't, then I lose, and you become big person on campus. So if I don't swerve and you swerve, then I lose. Okay. In this game, let's look at domination. Okay. For red, is swerving always better than not swerving? Because swerving strongly dominate not swerving. No, 0 is less than 10. Yeah? How about the other way? For red, does not swerving dominate swerving? No, right? Because 10 to 0 -100 is worse than -10. Yeah? Okay, so do I have any domination in this game? The answer is no. I can't eliminate anything to dominate strength. It's not like anything is a sure loser. Yeah? For me, swerving is not always a bad thing, right? It's not bad, like in this case, flying is, getting 0 tickets is always kind of a bad thing, right? But that kind of reasoning doesn't apply here, right? If you swerve, I'd rather go straight, but if you go straight, I'd rather swerve, right? It's not like either one is always a good careful. Okay, so no strategies are strong.
Is that how we identify chicken?
No, not quite. Because there are other games which don't have strong domination. But it is true, like, in the Princess Dilemma, go have domination. Yeah, exactly, right? In the Princess Dilemma, not bringing the present is always better than bringing the present. Right? Okay, so one way you can, so when I look at a game, the first thing I would look for is domination. And if there's no domination, I know it's not a Princess Dilemma. Okay. All right, so no strategy is strong dominated. No strategies. Oh, weak domination? No weak domination either. This is not domination. Okay, so what do? Well, we can just give up. Go home, say, we're done. Let's just do that. Okay, see you later. Okay, you want to do this? You can't make a prediction. Okay, so we can't make a prediction using dominating strategies. We can't say swerving is always better than not swerving, or not swerving is always better than swerving. Right? Okay, so then what should we do? Negotiate. Well, okay, this is, yeah.
Find the least worst option?
Well, that's interesting, yeah. You could say, look, well, maybe red will swerve because the worst thing that could happen is a -10, right? But if you don't swerve, the worst thing can happen is a -100. So, like, if you're really, really worried about something, right? Yeah, that's possible. But you're going to think, well, but I won't get the -100 if that person doesn't swerve, etc. So there's kind of this, yeah. Okay, so this is what was discovered in 1950. So exactly what I'm going to tell you is the kind of prediction. So basically, we can't use weak dominance, strong dominance anymore. So we will use a different kind of prediction. Okay. And so the idea is going with this. So maybe we can make a prediction after all. Okay. So this is the way it's going to go. If I were to make a prediction, how many possible predictions could I make? 4, right? They both swerve, Ren swerves, Chuck doesn't, Ren doesn't, Chuck swerves, but they both don't. Right? So let's just write down all 4 possible predictions. In other words, instead of deducing what people will do, like in the prisoners normally we can deduce. No one's going to bring a present because not being a president is always better than being a president, right? That's just simply true. So then if I can do that and give them that, we can remove it, sort of stuff. So that's kind of the deductive process. We're not going to do that deductive process here. Rather, we're just going to make a prediction, just go ahead and arbitrarily make a prediction and see what happens. Okay, so that's a slightly different thing. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make a prediction, see if it makes sense. How many possible predictions are there? Well, there's 4. Okay, both swerve, and Ren swerves, Chuck doesn't. Ren doesn't, Chuck swerves. They both don't swerve. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is check out each of these 4 predictions and see if it quote unquote makes sense. What does a prediction making sense means? I think a prediction makes sense if, given the prediction, each people want to play according to the prediction. So this is what I mean. Because let's first check this. Say that we're game theorists, we predict that both will swerve. Okay? So I'm in my little tractor. Okay? Somebody puts that little play button. I'm thinking, and I get a little text message saying, the game theorist predicts that you will both swerve. Okay? If that's the case, is that prediction going to come true? No, right? I get this thing saying, we're going to both swerve, but I don't have to follow it, right? If I think that the other person's going to swerve, what am I going to do? No, go straight. See what I'm saying? In other words, this prediction doesn't make sense because if you made that prediction, people are not going to follow it. They have free will, right? If a person thinks the other person's going to swerve, they're not going to swerve, they're going to go straight. So we're not going to stay here, right? If we told these people of the prediction, they would not act consistent with that prediction. Make sense? Okay. So I'm going to say that does not make sense. How about this one? This is where Ren swerves and Chuck doesn't. So, I'm Ren. Okay, I'm getting this thing from the game theorist saying, you swerve and Chuck doesn't. And Chuck gets the same message. Yeah? Same prediction. Now, are people going to play according to that prediction? No? Yes. So I'm Ren. I get this thing saying, you will swerve and Chuck will not swerve. So I'm thinking, oh, Chuck's not going to swerve. I'm going to swerve, right? You see what I'm saying, right? I will behave according to the prediction. Yeah? Makes sense? How about Chuck? Chuck says, okay, you're not going to swerve, but Ren's going to swerve. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to keep him going because the game theorist tells me Ren's going to swerve. You see what I'm saying? So both people will want to play according to the prediction. If they were given the prediction, they would play according to it. Consistent with it. Make sense? Yeah? So I'm going to say yes, that does make sense. Yeah? You agree? Okay. How about this one? This is where Ren doesn't swerve and Chuck swerves. Okay? Do you think this will be consistent with it? Given this prediction, people know it, will they play according to it? Yes. I think so. Finally, what if they both don't swerve? Remember my tractor? And the game theorist says you will both go straight. Get ready to die. Will you play according to that? No, of course it's. If you think the person's going to go straight. Makes sense. Okay, so yeah.
So it changes if one person doesn't have a choice, and I'm not sure if that issue is.
Oh yes, exactly. Okay. So if Chuck actually goes stuck. So we didn't analyze that game. So then it would be different.
It's like Chuck can't.
Yeah. So we will actually talk about it. Here we're saying that there's no shoelace.
These are knowledge, there no means that they're not going to.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going. It does not make sense in the sense that if I made this prediction, people will not act in a way exactly will not follow it. if I make this prediction, they both swerve, people are not going to follow it because they don't want to. Like, if you know that person's going to swerve, they're going to straight. So there's no reason why you would follow this prediction.
But you're saying they will follow the one in the middle.
Yeah, because if Ren swerves, say we make this prediction, Ren swerves and Chuck not. Okay, if you're Ren, you think the other person's not going to swerve. So are you going to swerve? Yeah, right? You think the other person's going to straight at you, you're going to swerve. Okay, so Ren is going to act consistent with this prediction. How about Chuck? Chuck thinks Ren is going to swerve, so Chuck thinks, well, might as well just wins. Yeah.
So is the general rule from this example then that you won't believe people will do the same thing as you?
No, exactly right. So yeah, in this case, yeah, okay, that is not a general rule. No, exactly. That's a short answer. Yeah. In this case, since for instance, if the game is different, we could have had a totally different pattern to this. Okay, so you see what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm building up to this concept, the next concept. So a strategy profile is a specification of what each person's strategy is. It's a false prediction. So like in our last game, there are 4 strategy profiles. Sometimes we call it an outcome, but this is a better term, it's a strategy profile. It's like an people specification of everyone does. In a 2-person game, strategy profile is a pair. In a 3-person game, it's a triple, etc. So in the footloose example, there are 4 strategy profiles. Both swerve, Ren swerves, Chuck doesn't, Ren doesn't, Chuck swerves. They both on points. Okay, this is the strategy profiles. So, should I go ahead? Okay, so this is the thing we're building up to. Okay, we say that a strategy profile that is specification of everything does is a so-called Nash equilibrium. This is named after a particular person who died in a car accident. Have you seen the movie Beautiful Mind? That's the person I John Nash. I've never met him. He had this debilitating disease, but he got over it. And then he did put a seatbelt on in the taxi cab, and he died in the car accident. So every time in a taxi cab, I put my seatbelt on because I don't want to be like obituary. Yet another game theorist dies in a taxi cab because he put his seatbelt on. Anyway, a strategy profile is a Nash equilibrium if no person wants to choose some other strategy, i.e., deviate given whatever wants. In other words, a strategy profile is a prediction. It's a Nash equilibrium if, given the prediction, no one wants to change from it. The people are going to play according to the prediction. So a Nash equilibrium makes sense in that if it is predicted, then everyone wants to follow the prediction, assuming it's true. So if I make this prediction and people believe it's true, they'll play according to it. Yeah.
So, in examples of like footloose games, there could be more than one
Yes.
equilibrium.
Right. So there we found 2. Yeah. We found 1. Another way to think about Nash equilibrium is it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. That is, the game theorist says, this is what I think will happen, and if given that, people play according to it, it fulfills itself. In the footloose example, both going straight is not a self-fulfilling prophecy. Both swerving is not a self-fulfilling prophecy. However, one person going straight, the person swerving is self-fulfilling. Any question? Okay, so this is the next big concept. The first concept we had was iterative elimination of nonlinear strategies, strongly or weakly. This is the next concept called Nash equilibrium. So let's review. Again, there's 4 possible strategy profiles. Okay. Is this first one a Nash equilibrium? Does it make sense if I predict it? Is it self-fulfilling prophecy? If I say it, are people going to behave according to it? No, it's not. That's not a Nash equilibrium. If I see people are going to do it, they will actually deviate away from it. How about this one? Is that a Nash equilibrium? Yes. How about this one? Yes. And how about finally that one? No. So in this case, there are 2 Nash equilibria. Ren swerves and Chuck doesn't. and then they'll be trust swerves. So that's my prediction. So you might say, it's not that great a prediction because I don't predict who swerves, right? But at least we predict that someone will swerve and someone will go straight. One person swerves, the other doesn't. Any questions about that? So this is what Nash equilibrium is about. This is our second way of making a prediction in the game. Okay.
Can't you also find the Nash equilibrium without having to do a profile?
What do you mean
Like
profile?
you would like here, because I've been doing it in my head and I can't find it.
Uh-huh.
But when island Nash equilibrium, we would do like if when swerves, Chuck would either do 0 or 10. So
Oh, yeah,
there's
yeah.
10. When it doesn't, he'll do minus 10 or minus 100. So there's no dominant strategy.
Right.
That's how island Nash equilibrium.
I mean, there's actually lots of ways. We'll do several ways of finding it. But this is one definition. But in terms of like algorithmically how you find it, there are lots of ways. Okay. Let's do an example. How about arms race? Okay. This is what we did before. Okay, so if we both arm, it's pretty bad. If we both don't arm, it's just okay. But the best thing for me is if I arm and you don't. Okay. The second worst thing is if I don't and you don't. Let's look at this in Nash equilibrium. Okay. Oh. How about that? Is that a Nash equilibrium? If I were to tell you this is a prediction, would somebody want to deviate away from it? Yeah, right? If this is the prediction, the US would deviate and get, instead of getting minus 10, they'd get what? Minus 5, right? For that matter, the Soviet Union would want to deviate from this too. So this is not a Nash equilibrium. How about this? This is where the US arms, the Soviet Union doesn't. If I made this prediction, does the US want to play according to this prediction?
Yes.
Yeah, right? The US is getting 10. If the US changed, the US would get 0. Well, you probably can't even see, right? Is it okay? So,
I'm wondering why is it bad if they both arm? Why doesn't it cancel each other out?
oh, you're saying the game's wrong?
Yeah, I'm wondering why.
Yeah, we talked about, oh, I guess it's expensive or costly or whatever. You know, it's okay. So going back. If we're here, does the US want to change? No, right? The US is getting 10, and if I change, it gets 0. The US does not want to change. How does the Soviet Union? Does the Soviet Union want to change? Yes? The Soviet Union would rather get a 0, but can the Soviet Union get that 0? No, right? Soviet Union is getting a minus 5. But given that the US is arming, the Soviet Union, if it changed, would get what? Minus 10. Yes? What do you say? Okay, so again, if the US is arming, the Soviet Union is not. If the Soviet Union changed, the Soviet Union would get minus 10, which is worse. Right? So therefore, is this a Nash equilibrium? Yes, it is. No one can gain by deviating, given what the other people are doing. How about this? US is getting minus 5, so EU is getting 10. You make this prediction. If the US were to change, what would the US get instead? Minus 10. Is that good for the US? No. Does the US want to change? No. How about the Soviet Union? Does the Soviet Union want to change? No. The Soviet Union is happy getting the 10. If the Soviet Union changed, the Union would get the 0. So that's not a Nash equilibrium. This is not a Nash equilibrium. How about this? Is this a Nash equilibrium? Have I told you that no one's arming? Does anybody want to change from that? Yeah, right? The US could get a 10 instead of 0. And for that matter, the Soviet Union. Okay, so how many Nash equilibria are there? 2. Right, good.
I was gonna say, wouldn't this be a failure, like show a failure in Nash equilibrium since they both ended up arming?
Oh, no. Both ending up arming is not a Nash equilibrium.
Well, I'm saying a failure as in like when we talk about what happened in real life, they both ended up arming.
Oh yes, okay, yeah. So if we have this case and we see everyone arming, then you would say this is the wrong game, or Nash equilibrium is wrong. Maybe we're not understanding something. Maybe it's more like a prisoner's dilemma, and not like chicken. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things. Anyway, in this case, if I believe this model, the prediction is that the US will either will end up here. This is one Nash equilibrium, or end up here. Okay? Okay, and the prediction here, oh, by the way, in some sense we did the same thing twice, right? Kind of, we didn't even have to do this because this is exactly the same game as. Right? It's the same game as the flipless case, right? It's literally exactly the same thing. So I just did the same thing literally just twice. Yeah? Okay. Anyhow, in an arms race, basically the conclusion is there will be a hegemon. Okay, you might not know who the hegemon is, okay? But if no one arms, there's kind of a vacuum, or there's a catastrophe for everyone arms, what will happen is that somebody will arm somebody. Okay, so sometimes people use this for data, like when like say that there becomes a new like arena of fighting like in space, so people are very eager to get to be the first person, like to take first mover advantage, because you want to be the hegemon in space, or you want to be the hegemon in Antarctica, or whatever. Because once you do it, other people will have to back down. Okay, how about giving presents? Okay, in this case. Okay. What are the Nash equilibrium? So let's just check one by one. Is this a Nash equilibrium? If they both don't bring. Okay. If we both don't bring, does anybody want to can gain by deviating? Okay, if I get 0, you get 0. You're not bringing a present. If I deviated, I get what? If I bring, I get what? -1, right? Do I want to gain by? Do I want to deviate? No, right? Why should I bring a present? Okay. Do you want to deviate? Right. So if we were starting from here, does anyone want to change? No. So is this a Nash equilibrium? Yes. What?
Oh, never mind. I was looking at it wrong. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah. So this is a Nash equilibrium. How about here? Is this a Nash equilibrium? Does anyone want to change? Yeah. Beatrice would want to get 0 instead of -1. Yeah? This is not going to be. This is not going to sustain itself. Yeah. How about here? Is this a Nash equilibrium? In this prediction? No, Arnold would want to change and get the 0 instead of -1. How about here? This is a pretty good one, right? They're both getting 3. Is this a Nash equilibrium? No. Because, yeah, Arnold would want to deviate and get 4. For that matter, Beatrice could deviate and get 4 too. Right? Okay. So the only Nash equilibrium here. Here there's just one. Because they both don't bring presents. Is this the same prediction you got from the elimination of dominant strategies? Yeah, right? For dominant strategy, you also predicted that no one brings presents. Question?
Mm-hmm. Like our elimination or our prediction is up to people's tendency. Because we feel like if I'm Arnold and if the prediction is like either before and people will want 1-1, in this case, I'm not really sure how to explain it, but I feel isn't it outer than rationality?
Okay.
Kind of tendency of the person to make the decision.
Okay,
So
basically.
I'm asking if the eventual equilibrium is still fixed.
It's fixed in the sense that, okay, so what it's basically saying is, the way Nash equilibrium works is we assume some prediction and see if it makes sense. Okay? So the idea is that this would not happen because if it did, then Beatrice would not act according to it. That's all we're saying. Okay? You might say, well, maybe Arnold will feel bad that Beatrice is getting a -1. But then, if you think that Arnold will feel bad about that, then you should change Arnold's payoff. That's what you should do. That's kind of the response. Right? Your feelings about the other person should be part of your payoffs. That's what you say. Yeah.
This was kind of on our homework, right, the last time?
Huh?
This was on our homework, right, the last time?
And maybe, yeah. The one about exactly, the one about the sending your friend to jail thing. Right? Yeah. So the key aspect of that thing is how much you care about the other person going to jail, right? And so it obviously depends, but yeah. Okay, let's see. Oh, let's do this one. Okay, strictly ballroom. Let's just check Nash equilibrium. Okay. Is this a Nash equilibrium where everyone's clapping? Okay, if in here, does anybody want to gain? Anybody want to change? Right? If I deviate, I get 5 instead of 10, so I'm happy. Rika and Yahu would deviate and get 5, which is worse. So this is a Nash equilibrium. How about this guy? Who would want to deviate from here? Yeah, Rika and Yaya would deviate and get 10, right? If Doug's claps, Rika and Yaya would clap also. This is not a Nash equilibrium. How about this? Is this a Nash equilibrium? No, because who'd want to change? Both, right? Doug could change and get a 10 instead, which is better than 5. Rika and Yaya could change and get a 0 instead. This is not a Nash equilibrium. How about this? Yeah. Doug would want to change and get 5. So here, the only Nash equilibrium is what? Everyone calls. Is this the same thing we made before? Good time? Okay. All right. I guess we're okay. We'll talk more about it. So, but you can start to do your homework. You'll be fine. Okay. Thanks.
Where it showed like 8 and 5 and 8 and 5.
Oh, yeah,
Person 1 and 2. So I was wondering if like person 1 for one of his decisions was 7 instead of an 8, would that still affect the person 2's decision, or will person 2 not care because they're getting 5 anyways?
This is what you're talking about.
Or would it depend? Or would it depend on what kind of game they're playing?
See, something would be a 7, 7, 8.
So like if 2A had 7-5 instead of 8-5, would person 2 choose the one that gives them a lesser payoff, or would they not care because they're getting the same payoff?
Oh, okay. So in this case, right? We have the same issue, right? Oh, that's a really good question. I think that 7 doesn't change anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm confused.
Yeah, right. Because person 2 in the end is choosing the 5 and the 5, not the 7 in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
It depends on the type of game they're playing then. So if he wants to like not get dominated as strongly, would he just say like, I'd rather give him the 7?
No. The idea is kind of like what I said before. You might say, oh, well, 2 minus 5 is the same thing, so I might as well give person 1 and 5. You might think that, right?
Yeah.
But if you really believe that, then you should make that 5 over there, like 5.1 or something.
Oh, I see.
Right? So the idea is like all that stuff should be in your payoff.
Okay, I see. Alright, thank you.
Oh, I have no.
Okay, so.
You have
Even I announced it the first day. I announced it on the first day. You mentioned this?
Yeah.
But if there's a conflict, these are not in the finals, so I think you're okay. So,
Finals and midterms, is it okay with these dates or?
were you here the first day of class?
I was not. I just dropped class. I was
Oh, okay. So,
about.
I see.
Yeah.
So basically the deal is that there is the midterm, but if you can't make the midterm, well, for everyone in the class, if the final's better than the midterm grade, then the final grade will take the place of the midterm grade. So in the worst case, like if you just get a straight out 0 on the midterm, you can use the final to take the midterm.
Okay.
But I think
because there's no is syllabus on there? No.
it's on there, yeah. All the stuff. Just look under grading, yeah. So it's all there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. When is the midterm? November 8th. It's actually okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Oh, the boxes are. Oh, there's 2 over
But
there.
they're not like the TA is called Zeilberger or Zeilberger.
Oh, tomorrow. Yeah.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
yeah.
just one question. If I can give it to her as well directly because I didn't click it,
Oh, yeah, this one. Yeah, this
so I
one.
can.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you can just fold it up and just make sure your name is around it.
Yeah, they're all okay. So if you fold it up, it should be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
as well.
But also, make sure your name is on every page.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah,
Okay.
Just fold it
Okay.
up a lot. It's before.
Okay. Perfect.
The homework, and I was looking how it was kind of building off the homework that we already did. Is it possible in some situations, if there is no Nash equilibrium, like for the situation there would be no Nash equilibrium because one would be late, and then would that be the same for here as well? Because like if like you both pick the same number, you could possibly want to pick one lower so that you could get like the better payoff.
Right. I think in this case, there's no pre-Nash equilibrium. In this
Yeah.
case, I think there is some.
There is.
Yeah. Like, I think the way you think about it, like, I think, for example, the 0 to 100, I think it's sort of never games are this.
Ganz dezent.
0 to 100.
Like, 1 picks 1, 0 picks 0.
Oh, if you both pick 0, then you know. But would that be
This is 1 Nash equilibrium. It's also 1.
Oh, yeah, because it's the same. Just okay.
Thank you.
Oh, I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
So is it either like A and A, versus A and A?
Okay, so for your period, first of all, the only number you care about is the square. The definition is the problem, the sum on the given sheet, Your payoff can be probably better than payoff no matter what everyone else says.
So you're comparing this one.
You know, I can bring this to this, this to this one, this to this.
Okay.
So in this case, it's 5 things. Yes, Bob is choosing between two products. So Bob is considering this 5 versus that 0. This 0 versus that 5.
Okay, so then, and then for C, it's
Right.
it's gonna be this top,
Yes.
right? Okay, so this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, okay. Okay, and like, keep it, mobile copy, but I think I got it wrong. Yeah, that's wrong. So I'll rewrite it, but, okay, thank you, yeah.
I had a quick question for one of the members. There was another page that was talking about there's like 3 people that have jobs to do like somewhere the best things and there's most people person B for the things just like the least amount of people. So I was assuming I was wondering if because person B wants to do with the least amount of people if he's by himself and that's the best situation. Okay, I did that. Okay, thank you.
So if I were to like walk with a bunch, would you do that?
No, we can work together.
Okay.